programs za government nimbasaba tugonze ihanga lyetu.
Hours later, the NRM Director for Mobilization, Rosemary Seninde, arrived at the venue amidst cheers and ululation from party supporters. Seninde represented the NRM Secretary General, Richard Todwong. Some of the issues raised here included, among others, unemployment and party internal conflicts in Toro and Rwenzori sub-regions. In response, Ms. Seninde urged members to unite for the common cause of development.
Do we understand the pillars that build the bricks or the blocks of our party? When we talk about patriotism, do we understand what it means? Is it only appreciating the fact that we have to love our country?
Seninde also gave lectures on the core party principles and pledged to present their concerns to the party heads.
Naye industrial park webeze ejja tuwa emirimu kakati ffe katuddeyo byonna mbinootiize tujjukize omukulu nti abeeri baatuwa ettaka.
On employment, Seninde urged the cadres to embrace mindset change and be innovative.
I don't know how many RDCs Museveni will employ. Districts ziringa 10 mu zizo ntono nnyo bwe baba bawadde ebifo bawa RDC and the assistant RDC oba deputy RDC si bwe kiri kakati ebifo banaabiwa bameka.
These meetings are expected to be held in all regions to strengthen the party structures. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Government of Uganda in liaison with performing artists is moving to amend the Copyright and Neighbouring Rights Act of 2006 to enable players benefit economically from their trade. Now this follows the granting of leave to Mawokota North Constituency Member of Parliament Hilary Chiaga in July 2022, seeking to amend the act. Led by Chiaga, performing artists and the Solicitor General have met the Leader of Opposition in Parliament, Matthias Mpuga, before the bill is tabled.
Even when he became a member of parliament, he did not forget his first love, music. Hilary Chiaga, the current member of parliament for Mawokota North in Mpigi district, was known by his stage name of Dr. Hilderman. One of the challenges he faced as a musician was having his products used without his consent and authorization. It is for this reason that he moved to seek leave of Parliament to have the Copyright and Neighbouring Rights Act of 2006 amended.
Remember, I was granted leave to do an amendment on the copyright law, but the ministry or the government saw it important that we collaborate and bring a holistic approach towards this matter.
This similar love for the sector is what musician turned lawyer Silver Chagulanyi has at heart. He is equally concerned that musicians, comedians and other creative artists are not economically benefiting from their trade.
Today is the beginning of the many discussions, but we wish to have this law amended in the areas of regulation, in the areas of administration, and in the areas of protection.
Content is the new gold. So in trying to make sure that everyone who creates benefits from their creations, we are so elated that this bill was moved.
It is on record that the creative industry generates 3% of Uganda's gross domestic product, according to 2017 figures from Uganda Bureau of Statistics. This is the position that artists want to see improved.
I believe that with the amendments, if they go through, and the new revenue streams that we have identified in the amendments, the sector will contribute much more. It will overtake oil, it will overtake coffee and all these other products that give us money as Uganda.
Artists have met with the leader of opposition in parliament alongside the Solicitor General to build a consensus, a support that both have pledged.
So these stakeholders are going to be meeting to look at all these gaps and move together. And it's our constituted view that there will be no injustice visited on any of the stakeholders.
The government is telling us that they have a bill in place, but we've been wondering if the bill is there, what is it that has not been done?
The harmonization of the amendments to the copyright law is aimed at ensuring that the process is not pursued in a parallel manner. Henry Okrut, UBC.
October Bidel Musaba Gardens Mukono, October Mukaga Millennium Gardens Saziwaya, October Munanaji Montelembara, 10 October, 40 Poto Muchisawe, Abidim Bi October, Bale Sports Center, Mutwalo Kumo, Yebem Twale Santo, a meza million more, Wabla Batwalo Kumo, Abana tickets of Kosa M10 Momo, Bajagusa Sulan Comitano, Bidam Romo Center, Hiva Motors, Galaxy FM, Radio 4, Kawina War, TN.
I remember the lockdown, when the streets were empty and our lives disrupted, when businesses closed and our livelihoods hung in the balance. Hospitals were full. We lost loved ones, jobs, and hope. Our children couldn't study anymore. We cannot let this happen again. We should not go back. Get fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and join the millions of Ugandans who are already vaccinated.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Our wetlands are being lost at a very alarming rate. Wetlands have become the most threatened ecosystem 3 times faster than the forest. With 35% loss globally since 1970, a quarter of wetland-dependent species are near extinction. This is a very serious loss to our economy and natural resource-based country. The government of Uganda is determined to reverse this trend. Therefore, my ministry calls upon fellow Ugandans to contribute to the conservation and sustainable use of the limited resources. Ugandans, stop cultivating, putting up buildings, and dumping in the wetlands.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Water and Environment, Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Uganda National Meteorological Authority, with support from Government of Uganda, Green Climate Fund, and the United Nations Development Programme.
Welcome back. Environmental experts continue to call on concerned parties and entities to address effects of climate change. During the 16th Environment for Development annual meeting, stakeholders stressed that policymakers must wake up to implement the existing research that should be used for policy making.
We're so happy that we can also be at this occasion.
Effects of climate change continue to bite as more people face hunger, floods and many other challenges. Thus, a call to protect the environment.
Environmental change and environmental degradation very seriously and invest properly in managing these issues, because with our very fast growing population, we are heading for a disaster if we do not address these issues. Some of the very important issues that we must address are the issues of deforestation. Why are 90% of our people still cooking using firewood and charcoal? And the population is increasing. So the more the population increases, the more trees we are cutting, and the faster we are cutting them.
A lot of research has been conducted on climate change. However, most of this has not been considered for policy making to tackle the issues.
There is a lot of knowledge already there that has to be used for policy making, but we also think that there's a lot of things to be learned between different countries, and not least in the south with south-south collaboration. And if we can facilitate and support that, I think that's a lot. But then, of course, Sweden climate and environment is one focal area in our development cooperation at large, and we realize its impact and the linkages to poverty reduction and everyday life of people here.
The Director, Environment for Development, Makerere Center, Professor Edward Bale, acknowledges the gaps in assessing the climate change risks and the GDP loss to Uganda.
We still have some gaps in trying to coming up with the variables that capture climate risk that we can be able to include in our models, and then be able to, with confidence, talk about the loss to the economy as a result of all this. And
Miriam Umcha, UBC News.
At least 1,000 Boda riders operating in Kagadi district have petitioned the Kagadi resident district commissioner Nicholas Kamukama over alleged harassment, beating and unfair charges by some traffic officers. The infuriated riders, led by chairperson Ahumuza Atengeka, accused the deputy district traffic officer Alex Akampurira of harassment, beating and overcharging them, saying the previous traffic officers handled them well. We have the details in this report.
Boda riders in Kagadi district have petitioned the Kagadi resident district commissioner Nicholas Kamukama over alleged harassment. Namanya, a rider in Kagadi town, says a traffic officer identified as Alex Akampurira beats and overcharges them when found with minor traffic offences.
Namunomuno Ogulumu, Deputy OC Akampulira, is becoming a rampant, is becoming a problem to Boda riders in Kagadi. Bana RDC, my boss of traffic, I want peace and harmony.
The riders also accuse the traffic police officers of extortion.
Epikipiki yekora emitwaro mukagi week no gitere kibarake emitwaro 12-15 nsonga ki
omutrafiki wabaina akwemereza nogamba hati abwensonge neno tinyine elementi tinyine third party bayitongenda kubitereza kubitekaho we mukifo kyo kuhuliriza abaire nagaruka kurwanisa okuteera emigo
emberezo bakubana bakwemereza bakuteka ye mundu zimukiza amacumu otomera hakire icumu ye mundu rikurabe mukatago nombune hakiri off.
Kagadi district traffic police officer ASP Patrick Sabit promised to take legal action against accused traffic officers after investigations are completed.
To bring them to book, and those ones who are accused, they will be put in the disciplinary, and some other legal actions will be taken against them.
Okay. The RDC ordered the district traffic officer to expedite investigations and also urged riders to respect traffic rules.
You return.
Miriam Nwamcha and Andrew Musinguzi, UBC News.
Umoja Conservation Trust has launched General Kaguta Forest Project in Masindi in collaborative management type of community forestry to mitigate the effects of climate change. The initiative is part of Umoja's environmental campaign to plant 60 million trees on the heels of Uganda's 60th anniversary independence celebrations going forward.
Deforestation leaves Uganda on the verge of climate crisis. Every year, 2.6% of the country's forests are cut down. This is dangerous as deforestation causes severe drought and devastating floods. Tree planting is the most effective strategy to counter deforestation. Reason why Umoja Conservation Trust is joining the effort to champion the cause. It has established General Kaguta Community Forest Project in Masindi in response to President Museveni's primary concern for environmental conservation.
General Kaguta Community Forest that we launched in Karujubu Primary School that will help us shift the focus from the oil and focus it on the long-lasting solution of employment. We here and we think that the economy, the green economy generated from these very, very lovely fruit trees, jackfruit, guava, mango, avocado, bamboo, these fruit trees will create the community forests. These community forests will help us avail sustainable transplanting material. So these General Kaguta community forests are here to help simply sensitize the masses in Bunyoro who love the president very much.
One of the trustees of Umoja, Toshibwana, rallies Ugandans for a 60 million tree plantation campaign as Uganda marks the 60th anniversary of independence. He invites citizens to interest themselves in fruit trees.
Some of the trees we're advocating for include bamboo. Bamboo is a game changer as we talk. Bamboo will give you shade, bamboo will give you food for your animals, bamboo will give you firewood to cook food at home. But more importantly, bamboo is a carbon sink. So if you look at these combined and look at the aspect of bamboo being a huge, huge source of raw materials for clothes, carpets, furniture, name it, medicine, I think that is the focus that we want to shift Ugandans, of which close to 75% of Ugandans are in the agro-processing and agriculture sector. We think that's where the game changer is, and hence our campaign for the 60 million trees for Uganda at 60. How do we expect to do it? We want to go to every school in Uganda. As long as you have 1 acre, you have 2 acres, every church, wherever you could be, whatever amount of land you have, allow us to work with you. And
Umoja Conservation Trust is a local charity organization that brings together senior citizens with a vested interest for environmental conservation. Ali Kamregaya Asaba, UBC News.
The Vicar General of Kasese Catholic Diocese, Messenger Landus Mbwambale, has urged for purity and peace among believers and Christians. Messenger Landus was leading Mass to celebrate St. Padre Pio Feast Day at Kabula Muliro Parish in Akrite, Namulanda, Entebbe District, Entebbe Road. We have the detailed story.
Christians turned out in big numbers to celebrate the feast day of St. Padre Pio at Kulambilo Parish. The prayers were held by Vicar General, Diocese of Kasese, Monsignor Landus Mbwambale.
Let us all pray to Christ the Lord, not only for ourselves and our own needs, but for the needs of the entire people of God.
His sermon, Monsignor Landus emphasized holiness and peace among Christians, tasking them to draw an example from Padre.
No one wants to be near a person who is not peaceful. Do you want people to be around you like people gathered around Padre Pio? Yes, for sure you do. I do.
Teinomu ayagala kuba na muntu atali wa mirembe. Lwanirira nnyo okubeera omuntu ow'emirembe.
Currently, the country is facing a number of challenges, including COVID-19, floods that claim lives, and the outbreak of Ebola, but encourages the general public not to lose hope.
Nayogera ku ndwadde ezirimu ng'ennaku zino agambye tulina Ebola n'ewuyo yatuuse n'ebirala ebituyigganya. Naye agambye tukuume okukkiriza ate tubeere banywevu bwe tugenda okusobola okusigala nga tukyali ku mulamwa ogwa Kristo.
Let us accept the suffering that comes our way because we are following Christ.
Engineer Serunjoji Andrew, one of the congregants, extended appreciation to pilgrims from Kasese and Eritrea who took part in the day's activities.
That's why you see a beautiful shrine. That's why you see a wonderful church being built. That church is going to be iconic. That church is going to be the model parish in the whole of Uganda.
UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we'll return with business stories and much more.
Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
My name is Charles Peter Maiga, the Katikiro of Buganda. It's very important to groom and nurture our children into responsible citizens. But that doesn't mean that we've got to beat them up, got to hurt them. I think we need to groom our children into people who have self-worth. That will enable us to have citizens who will be responsible and who will also look at violence with disdain.
Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
I remember the lockdown, when the streets were empty and our lives disrupted, when businesses closed and our livelihoods hung in the balance. Hospitals were full. We lost loved ones, jobs, and hope. Our children couldn't study anymore. We cannot let this happen again. We should not go back. Get fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and join the millions of Ugandans who are already vaccinated.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back from that break, and now into the business scene. Bus operators have called for passenger vigilance to curb the spread of the deadly Ebola virus. Bus operators are now using their public address systems to preach vigilance in bus parks to inform and caution passengers against the virus.
Bus operators playing the Western route have started Ebola awareness campaign following the outbreak of Ebola virus in the district of Mubende. During our Impropters visit to the bus terminals, the management of bus operators had already started sensitizing passengers through their public address systems.
You are reminded that Ebola disease is here with us now. The Ministry of Health informs you to be vigilant, to be aware that we are currently experiencing Ebola in our country.
Namaiba Bus Back Terminal Manager Nelson Sekandi notes that ever since the Minister of Health announced the outbreak of the virus, transporters have stepped up their game on publicizing the message.
So we decided to start using the very materials which we are using, and also we managed to put the speakers around to let people know about the Ebola, and also we have put our officers who are communicating to the people on the dangers of Ebola. So we are using our tools to communicate to them, most especially the passengers who are coming from different countries.
In Kisenyi Bus Terminal, the Link Bus Company, whose major routes include Mubende, notes that the company has embarked on using jig for sanitizing and have intensified the vigilance in its offices.
So here at the terminal, and definitely first in Mubende, where we also have an office or a depot, we have ensured that we have definitely switched from sanitizer to jig and soap. So in places where we've not yet put jig, we have at least soap. But yes, the plan is to ensure that we switch to jig, because we're told jig is more effective when it comes to ensuring that we fight the Ebola virus.
Dungu Umar, the chairperson of Western Route Bus Operators, note that whereas bus operators have played a key role in informing the public about the deadly virus, the Minister of Health should extend a helping hand.
Our request to the Minister of Health is for it to come on ground and not wait the last minute. They should come in the parks, these public parks, and we have public address systems. They can use them to put their message forward, to tell people on the effects of the disease, how it spreads, and the other things. And they should also help us with the liquid soap, the sanitizers, and those other things, so that we can at least help to control the disease.
Some of the passengers we talked to are aware about the virus and have expressed their concerns about the outbreak.
So I'm traveling from Kampala towards Mubende, and Mubende, that's where they suspected cases of Ebola, towards Kakumiro, then Chibali.
Buli muntu yegendereze kubanga ebirwadde bingi bizze mu Uganda, netubaye tusaba na Uganda ngaffe abakwata ku Kagadi, Hoyi, Mubende, kale twegendereze nnyo.
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Thank you, Saddam. Now, Uganda National Council of Science and Technology has reaffirmed its commitment to nurture local content suitable for the country's road construction sector. By acquiring heavy road work machinery and skilling the youths and operators, the entity is convinced of its capacity to compete favorably in and delivering high-standard road infrastructure.
Over the years, local companies' participation in the road construction works in the country has been limited and wanting. The sector is massively dominated by foreign companies from China, Israel, the Arab world, and India. To change this status quo, Uganda National Council of Science and Technology has in the recent years invested heavily by acquiring state-of-the-art road construction machinery and is now ready for business.
That having this machinery for rental, leasing, would support the competitiveness of Uganda in the private sector in the construction arena.
The entity under the Ministry of Science and Technology has partnered with AVIC International Vocational of China to skill youthful Ugandans who will be operating the machines.
I want this, to see the project is going on well, and in the future more and more trainees will come and be empowered with more technical skills.
Besides enhancing local content in the heavily funded sector by government, the move is loaded for creating jobs.
due to a wide variety of equipment used and being introduced on the market, there is always a need for specific knowledge for its operation, and as a standard, it's good practice that every operator must be qualified as well as authorized to operate a given equipment.
So AVIC has transferred technology and skills in form of machine operating to people selected by NEC.
30 operators and drivers for engineering machinery under the National Science, Technology, Engineering and Innovation Skills Enhancement Project have been inaugurated. The 30 that included 2 ladies went through a rigorous orientation program and met the requisite standards.
Women can do anything as long as you're interested in doing, and if you put the effort in doing it, you can make it better than even males.
It has been tailored to skill us, give us knowledge on different systems that these machines are using.
The first project the graduates are gearing in for is the construction of the dilapidated Karuma to Pakwach road that links the northern region to the West Nile region. Dennis Igor for UBC News in Liantonde.
Forget last season. Forget the oohs and the ahs. Forget every moment that stole the show, because the real show is here on GoTV. It's the new season. It's action-packed, and it's going to be non-stop football. With over 1,000 games from more than 7 leagues and cup competitions plus a World Cup. Make sure you get the best seat in the house this new football season. Get a GoCoder with 1 month of GoTV value for only 25,000 Uganda shillings and enjoy non-stop football. GoTV Uganda. Love it.
It's back! After 2 years away, the Uganda International Trade Fair is back! The Uganda Manufacturers Association excitedly invites you to the 28th Uganda International Trade Fair from October 3rd to October 10th. Visit more than 1,000 manufacturers, traders, distributors, and business people from all sectors at the UMA Showgrounds in Lugogo. We are back to innovation, products, and world-class manufacturing excellence. Entrance fee is 10,000 shillings only. Select manufacturers will offer discounted prices of up to 50%. Enjoy live performances from your favorite artists as we celebrate 60 years of Uganda's independence. To book space, call 0703 552 444.
I remember the lockdown, when the streets were empty and our lives disrupted, when businesses closed and our livelihoods hung in the balance. Hospitals were full. We lost loved ones, jobs, and hope. Our children couldn't study anymore. We cannot let this happen again. We should not go back. Get fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and join the millions of Ugandans who are already vaccinated.
Welcome back. Now into the world of sports. Uganda became the first country to win the Africa Cricket Association T20 Africa Cup after defeating neighbours Tanzania by 8 wickets. Now in what was a cliffhanger final played on Thursday night at Wilmore Park in Benoni, South Africa, Uganda came from behind to claim the victory in the 11th hour, collecting a total of 175 runs for 2 in 20 overs against Tanzania's 174 runs for 5 in 20 overs. Now players Riazata Alisha and Deuce Muhumuza made a huge contribution to this win.
A magnificent win, a come from behind win, a most unexpected victory
and Tanzania seem to beat it all the way through.
The national men's cricket team, the Cricket Cranes, defeated Tanzania by 8 wickets in a dramatic SCA T20 Africa Cup final to become the inaugural winners of the cup. Uganda was elected to bowl fast but struggled to match up to Tanzania's play, giving away 174 runs for 5 wickets by the innings break. In batting, Uganda found it harder to register the required runs in time, reaching the final overs with a huge margin to cover. However, Raziat Ali's skillful batting saved the day when he scored 24 runs for 12 balls, closing the margin and leading Uganda to a historical win.
Pumped, obviously, very happy with the win. You know, it's good to come out here and win the tournament. What a game of cricket. It was much tougher than we had thought it would be. I thought Tanzania came out there and put us on the back foot early on. But again, the team showed great character to come out and chase down 175. That partnership between Muumuza and Riazat that got us over the line, that was brilliant to see. They executed their roles perfectly. They complemented each other very well. And, you know, we're just really happy to give our fans back home some joy. It's been a while since we've had a hand on a trophy, so we're very happy to bring this one back to Uganda.
Raziat Alisha and Dels Muhumuza posted 148 runs together, 98 and 50 respectively.
It always feels amazing when you perform for your team, and it was really amazing final. So our target was go till the end, push the game till the end. Me and Muumuza batted really well with me, and yeah, we knew that if we go till the last over, we can chase any target. We can score 20 or 25 runs in last over.
This first edition of the T20 Africa Cup Challenge was played in Wilmore Park in Benoni, South Africa, and it attracted 8 associate member countries of the International Cricket Council. Grace Joyce Kemkisa, UBC News.
National Council of Sports Board Chairperson Ambrose Tashovia has reiterated government commitment towards sports infrastructure. This was during a visit to the Uganda Woodball Federation office in Mengo, Balintuma, a Kampala capital city suburb.
One of the biggest challenges facing sports development in Uganda is lack of infrastructure. This has been reiterated by National Council of Sports Board Chairperson Ambrose Tashovia during a visit to Uganda Woodball Federation office in Mengo.
They are one of the unique federations that we have that are already making their own equipment. They have here in their showroom mallets, balls, gates that they are manufacturing here in Uganda, and they have good equipment to do that. So as government, we are happy that they are making these very bold steps in the right direction. Steps towards having a home, steps towards manufacturing their own equipment, steps towards being very well organized and well structured. And as a center that is also established as a base for Africa, I believe that they can take advantage of the new landscape to be able to anchor Uganda as the spring point to spread woodball as a sport in Africa.
Tashovia lauded the Woodball Federation for its insistence on an equipment-making factory and revealed good news from the government on that front.
We had a meeting at the start of the week with the Uganda Investment Authority, where in that meeting we're pushing towards having an MOU signed between National Council of Sports and Uganda Investment Authority in areas of creating avenues of investment in sport, both at manufacturing level, but also at manufacturing the soft part of sport, which is the athlete themselves, in investing in high performance centers, bringing investors who can do academies and such like, but also to position ourselves and get all these sports projects as get them to a level where they are bankable projects that investors can work with us and with UIA to make sure that these projects are bankable and we can have them sold to the investors.
Uganda Woodball Federation President Paul Mark Kayongo believes this visit will spur the sport in the right direction.
It is a great honor that we are among the national federations that have been able to host him, and when he came came in his entirety as a full chairman, because the message he has given is very rich, promising government support to the National Football Federation.
Woodball is a relatively new sport in Uganda, having been established about 13 years ago. It's set base at Ndeje University, whose Vice-Chancellor, Professor Elia Bulugujo, is pivotal in the sport's success.
We've been told that His Excellency has visited us 4 times, and twice he played this. And the First Lady also has played this now.
Woodball isn't only one of few federations with a full-time secretariat, but also honors its calendar events, with the next big thing being the Uganda Open on Independence Weekend in Mbale. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
Well, and with that, UBC News Tonight has come to an end. It is a Friday evening, and also at the wake of Ebola virus in the country, it is important that we remain calm and also vigilant at the same time. Not only that, COVID-19 is also still in the country. We should also remain calm and also vigilant at the same time. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend, but of course, more importantly, UBC Television. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugalun Sign Language Interpretation. Have a good night.
Inspiring Uganda.
The family of the late Edward Namukoye Tahuli announced the death of their father, who passed on in South Africa. Burial is slated for Saturday the 24th of September 2022 in Bududa, Bukirimwa, Bukibeno. He was a farmer, chairman Makali Farmers Association in Bududa. He was also a profound businessman after retiring from government, where he worked with ministries of agriculture and rehabilitation. This is to inform relatives, friends and in-laws. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The 28th edition of the Uganda Manufacturers Association's International Trade Fair will be different as Uganda marks the 60th anniversary, the Diamond Jubilee. The trade fair comes after a 2-year break brought about by the global COVID-19 pandemic. In the last 2 years, there have been several innovations across the industry. This is an opportunity to showcase what the market has. Come display, come explore, come see, come experience. Come learn and be part of the Diamond Jubilee Trade Fair at Uganda Manufacturers Association Showgrounds from 3rd to 10th October. Contact our marketing department and experience the Diamond Jubilee Trade Fair. Let's harness economic recovery through local sourcing and deepening value chain integration during the Diamond Jubilee exhibition.
Forget last season. Forget the oohs and ahs.
Forget every moment that stole the show, because the real show is here on GoTV. It's the new season. It's action-packed, and it's going to be non-stop football. With over 1,000 games from more than 7 leagues and cup competitions, plus a World Cup. Make sure you get the best seat in the house this new football season. Get a GoCoder with 1 month of GoTV value for only 25,000 Uganda shillings and enjoy non-stop football. GoTV Uganda. Love it.
I remember the lockdown, when the streets were empty and our lives disrupted, when businesses closed and our livelihoods hung in the balance.